What is up, peeps? Welcome to this J&T's Fresh Take special episode. Yeah, this ain't a normal episode. Got some stuff to get off my chest. T, how you doing, man?
Hey, folks. How you doing?
Now, if you read the description below, you would see that this is going to be a episode discussing directors and when they flip off their respective studios. Now, if you all know, like, I'm a big Marvel fan, so that goes without saying. So I was watching Avengers: Age of Ultron, and I noticed something in the third act. Now, I've already reviewed the film before, and I liked it, but I did say that it was kind of disjointed at points. It felt like, it for a movie that was supposed to have been darker, there was way too much comedy in it. And if you know anything about that film, you know that Joss Whedon was having issues with some of Marvel's brass about certain things that was supposed to go into the movie. And if you go back and watch that third act, you will notice the amount of comedy in there is not like what Joss Whedon normally does with the film. Even the first Avengers, it had like a couple of comedic moments, but they were unintentional comedic moments. Like when Captain America's trying to direct the cops to like set up a perimeter, they wouldn't do it, and then he beat the hell out of like 3 Chitauri, and then they started doing it. That's unintentional. That wasn't trying to do it.
All right.
In Age of Ultron, it was blatant. It was like straight up blatant. Like, these are jokes. And I'm supposed in your third act of any like action superhero or whatever movie, you're supposed to feel the tension, especially if it's a superhero movie or action movie, because this is where you meet the villain, the climactic battle. And now I see what some people were saying about that film. I'm like, dude, this had to be his straight up F you or flip off to Feige. I'm sorry, because there's no way in the world Joss Whedon would actually, in my opinion, do that knowingly. So T, what is your analysis of that?
Yeah, I forgot that you didn't see it when it came out. So yeah, I mean, like I'm with you. Like, I like the movie, but I felt like it was way more disjointed than the first one. And you can say, well, they're adding new characters to the fold, because they have to expand this whole thing. They have to get into this, Civil War and all that. So you got to introduce new superheroes and villains. But even with that, like, I just felt like, leave Ultron alone. Like, he should have not been dropping one-liners. Like, he was supposed to be menacing, and he started off menacing, but then he just kept doing these jokes. And I'm like, and it's sarcasm. It's just like, no, it's not working. You have to raise the stakes, and you can't really do that if your villain is joking the whole time.
The entire time.
The whole time. Like,
like it got to a point where I'm like, at first I'm like, okay, it's not, but every now and then, okay, because I get where they were trying to go.
That's fine. Every now and then it's fine. It
was AI. It was supposed to be mapped after Tony. Fine, I get it. But every 5 minutes,
like, I mean, you don't have to take Tony's personality. You could just take his smarts, and then this thing could be, cool and like he's supposed to be. And if everybody else is already joking, and then the villain is joking, it's just like one big ass joke. It's just like there's no stakes. I just didn't feel like, and there was a lot of like serious stuff going on.
Yeah,
I mean, just dropping these one-liners while all this serious stuff is going on, and that just really got on my nerves.
And I'm gonna drop a saying that that one of the critics I usually listen to, the Double Toasted guys, like they made a point. They're like, dude, I like the Marvel movies, but half the time I'm getting tired of them doing comedy at the Improv. And at first I was like, what, I don't mind comedy because, like, dude, it's a superhero. I'm supposed to. It's a superhero movie. If you don't know they're gonna win at the end, come on.
Right. We all know they're gonna win, but
we know they're gonna win. Somebody's gonna get saved by the end of it. This ain't rocket science, okay? So, but you got to still create the tension of them actually being in a situation in which is harrowing. I mean, one of the things I liked about Winter Soldier was when that third act hit, it was serious.
Oh, yeah, I was just about to say, we knew Captain America was going to make it, but
Yeah.
they took it seriously, though.
Yeah, we all knew he was going to survive, but when he got shot that second time,
he was like, "Whoa!"
You were like, "Oh snap!"
might not make it.
Like Winter Soldier ain't playing, you know. But in Age of Ultron, you got Hawkeye and Black Widow talking about him redoing the living room. You got
like,
like, dude, okay, hold on.
Like for prolonged periods of time, not like a quick thing. Like for a while, they were sitting there doing that.
And I think the biggest one, and this is the one, and I wouldn't have known this if like after because after the movie released, I think like around July or something, that's when the whole thing about Wheaton and Feige having differences of opinion on set came out. Because little do people know, like he actually wrote, and he's still the consultant for Infinity War.
Yeah,
because people don't know this, but Joss Whedon actually used to write comics. He wrote like a lot of X-Men stuff. He wrote some of the X-Men stuff early 2000s. He wrote some Avengers stuff. Him and Kevin Smith actually wrote comics as well as direct movies and stuff like that. So he's still on as a consultant from what I understand. I don't know if that's changed or not, but he was still on as a consultant because at first I thought he was going to do Infinity War. Like the whole Avengers thing was his baby.
Yeah.
And then he just like after 2, he's just like, yeah, I'm tired. I'm like,
tired after 2
tired? What the hell that mean?
What happened?
I'm like, dude, that's a check. That's like an easy check. Like that check prints itself. What are you talking about, dude?
Is. We keep making them Transformers movies.
Yeah. You don't see Michael Bay been wanting to quit for like 5 years. Nope.
And they're getting worse.
Yeah.
Somehow.
And he's still bringing in $1 billion at the box office.
He's still banking, right?
Yeah. So I mean, that's why I never understood it. And then I go back and I watch it, and I'm like, I watch it, and the initial, the initial good vibes are over now, so I can actually go in and look at it, analytically. And I'm like, dude, this third act is all over the damn place tonally. When it shouldn't be all over the place. It should be like, Ultron is trying to kill everybody. Ultron is going to destroy, this city. We have to save this city.
Right.
And I'm feeling like, okay, dude, at first it was fine. Like when they first got in, and if you hadn't watched Avengers Age of Ultron, you should have already.
Alert.
Yeah, you should have already. So when they first get in, Captain America does the whole, and I had to give it to Chris Evans. They do write some good stuff for him to say.
Yeah, they do.
Because his whole speech during the whole overview of when they first get in on that third act is awesome.
Yeah, it is.
That is just straight up awesome. And after that, that's over with. After that, it's over with. Let the jokes come in. I'm like, God dang, man.
I mean, there is some greatness. Like I said, it's disjointed. There's some sprinkles of greatness in there. Some of them shots, where they're all like, especially that shot where they all attack Ultron at once.
Yeah,
I love that shot. That gave me goosebumps. That looks straight out of the comics to me, straight out of the animated stuff. So that was cool. But that third act is just so all over the place. It's just like you know what it felt like? I hate to say this. It felt like 2 really bad movies. I'm going to tell you which ones. One being Superman Returns. I got such a Kryptonite Planet vibe off of that.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Like,
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
It just felt so Kryptonite Planet to me. I was like, no, don't take it there. And then, oh my gosh, what's the other movie? I just lost. Oh, it felt like the Star Wars prequels. And what I mean by that is if you watch them, you notice that there's a bunch of storylines that happen at the end of the movies, and each one has more and more storylines. Like episode 1 has like they're attacking, they have the fight on Naboo, and then they have Darth Maul and Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan fight. and that's cut in with the space battle with Anakin, fumbling around and killing everybody, which annoyed the out of me. But so, and then the next one, there's like four. There's 4 storylines going on, and then in episode 3, there's 5 storylines going on at the end of the. It's like they added a storyline at the end of each one and it just convolutes everything. Because you just like, oh, let's go over here. What's going on with the Scarlet Witch? Oh, that's cool. Or let's jump over here to Ultron and what he's doing. All right, let's jump over here to Hulk. And it just was too much. It was just too much going on. And then the whole time they're joking. It was way too much for me.
Yeah, and that brings me to my other movie that let me tell you right now, I love some Sam Raimi. Sam Raimi is one of my favorite. He's always gonna be one of my favorite directors. I'm sorry. It's well known that the first Spider-Man movie, Sony gave him creative control, and we know how good that turned out.
Yep.
The second one, they started to take some back, from what I understand, but he still pretty much had majority creative control.
Yeah,
and we saw how good that was.
They wanted to shove somebody in there, a villain in there too.
Yeah,
I read a long time ago. I can't remember who it was, but yeah, go ahead.
And we know how good 2 came out. Even though I had some problems with 2, we know how good that came out.
I like 2 better than 1, actually, but yeah.
Then there was 3, and Sony had dollar signs in their eyes. I mean, PS2 had cleaned up at the electronics. They computers was off the chain. The Vio was doing good, getting product placement in movies that wasn't even by them. It was off the chain. And so they decided to take creative control from Raimi. Now, what I've read is that Raimi initially had it planned out to be up to like Spider-Man 4 that actually was going to have Venom and Carnage in it.
Right.
He had it set up for 3 to end at the bell tower scene, where he loses the symbiote. Yeah, that's how he had it set up, which is actually pretty cool. When it drips on when it gets on Brock.
Right.
So he had it set up to do that, and then he's going to leave on that cliffhanger and go into 4 where you have Venom, but then he also is going to bring in Carnage, where you actually have Spidey and Venom having to take on the Cletus Cassidy. That's what I had read was the original plan for that. Well, Sony wanted Venom now, and pretty much like you got to put him in. So they put him in. Now a lot of people hated the whole Tobey Maguire emo dance sequence, myself included.
Yeah.
Even though I will say this, Bryce Dallas Howard damn sure looks sexy in that black dress. Hey, I give credit where credit due. So you look good in that black dress, but that sequence was stupid. It shouldn't even been in the movie, period.
That's from another movie.
Yeah, but I can't imagine Sam Raimi being like, "Oh yes, this is perfect. This is what I wrote to go in." I can't see him doing that.
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way. That is nothing. That scene has nothing to do with Sam Raimi's style at all.
At all.
Nothing. That was so out of left field. That was a big F-U, Sony. That's what that scene was.
Because there's no other way to describe it. There's no other way to describe it.
No way at all. It made no sense. It made no sense at all.
And the reason why I say this is because if you follow any of like Sam Raimi's movies, you know his style. You should know his style. Just like Joss Whedon, after a while, you know the style. You can tell when they actually direct a TV show or do a movie, because you can tell it's the same kind of style that they always use. So when something comes out of left field, you're like, hold up, dude, that's not you.
A musical number?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Like, that is not Sam Raimi at all.
Nope. and the way it was shot and the way it looked,
boy,
dude, what the hell? So I'm sitting in the theater, and I remember this. I'm sitting in the theater because I was like, when is this movie gonna pick up?
Like, is this a commercial inside the movie? Like, somebody's gonna jump out with Mentos? What is this?
Yeah, I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, if it wasn't for Bryce Dallas Howard, being in that dress, I would have threw my drink at the screen because I was in a black theater. You could do that.
And that end sequence is always, you know, obviously, again, there's like 3 storylines going on. You got Hobgoblin, or whatever you want to call him,
Yeah,
Goblin Jr.
yeah.
You didn't want to give the guy the name, but you had him. Then you had Sandman. And you had him fighting, helping with Sandman, and then you had Venom. It's like it was all this crazy nonsense going on, and because it was so sloppy, they went in and they used one of the movie scapegoat number one as far as exposition goes. Let the reporters basically tell you what's going on. And I hate that. I hate it. Every time I see that in a movie, it's just like, it's cheap, it's quick, it's an easy out to explain to the audience using the media, the media inside the movie. And I think it's so cheap. It was so poorly done too.
It was horribly done.
It was horrible. Like that one dude, it was like he sounded like the announcer for a wrestling match.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's how bad that so-called reporting he was doing was. It sounded like he was the announcer for a wrestling match or a boxing match or something. It was terrible.
The only way they could have fixed that scene if they would have had J.K. Simmons pull a Jameson, because he shows up.
He does
that scene,
and he didn't even feel right in there.
Yeah, you could tell it was on his face.
It's like, shove him in there too. Let's shove everybody in the movie.
Because it was funny, because like when he shows up, I'm like, okay, cool. They're gonna save the scene.
Yeah. Nope.
He didn't say nothing. All he did was buy the camera from that little kid and call the kid. I forgot what he said to the kid about charging him so much for a camera.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Camera. But
it was like a little crappy disposable.
Yeah, but it was funny because it was just the way.
Yeah, I mean, he's great as a.
Yeah, he is Triple J, dude.
He is.
He just is. So I'm like, it was hilarious. But the fact of the matter was, after that, he's not in that sequence. No, you don't see him anymore.
Yeah.
Until like the very, very end, like right before the credits end. I want to say that was it. But I only watched that movie one time in the theater, and I never bought it or anything.
Here's Spider-Man, and he's facing off right now against Sandman. Let's take a look. I'm like, what the hell is this? Trash.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Oh, man. That is not Sam Raimi at all. He tells the story in cuts and edits, and jump cuts especially. He loves the jump cut.
And he's the only director that does a jump cut right.
He does a jump cut great, and because he adds the timing of the sound effect with it, and that's why his jump cuts are so effective. But yeah, man, this is bad memories.
Yeah,
bring it back.
Yeah, this is gonna be a downer cast.
Yeah, downer cast.
Yeah, so
episode 1.
Yeah, I mean, and there's just other examples of that, but those are like the 2 glaring examples.
Well, I want to throw in. It doesn't really fit, but I kind of want to throw this in because this is how I feel. I mean, we don't know the whole story on Fantastic Four or Fan Four Stick, whatever you want to call it. They were definitely messing with Josh Trank on that because they knew what he wanted to shoot. And they said, all right, go. And then they got scared. Mm-hmm. And they tried to do some retroactive work. You know, basically they pulled them out and then they tried to come in and change a lot of stuff. And I guess I'm sure it had a lot to do with fan outcry online and, because the whole Dr. Doom was a blogger stuff. Didn't they? Yeah. They completely got rid of that, I think.
They did.
Yeah, so... Which is, I think it's good, but you never know. I mean, obviously, Dr. Doom hasn't been done right anyway. But I think just, making him a blogger is not going to take away from him being Dr. Doom. I think he still could be Dr. Doom if they do him right. Because they're trying to make all these people fit together in a world, that's not, Dr. Doom works perfectly for the comics and his origin in there, but I don't know if they could meld that together that in a way that you won't laugh.
That's why I with that movie and once again, this is going to go back to one of those things I said in a previous Fresh Take, where when you have a director and a writer talk trash about a movie, and their movie winds up being worse than the movie they're talking trash about.
It's red flag number one when they start talking, oh, this is going to be better than that other one. That's red flag.
That's red flag. So
yeah.
The thing about Doom, and this is why sometimes, fans getting pissed off is actually a good thing.
Yeah.
I think the way that the Tim Story, the first Fantastic Four, not the second one, not Rise of the Silver Surfer, the first one. The first one, I think they did Doom in a way that try to make it more modern, where he's like a billionaire, industrialist, basically. But
then they made him Julian, what's his name, from
Julian McMahon.
Nip Cut. I'm like, or Nip Tuck.
Yeah.
I'm like, no. Poor casting.
Yeah, that was poor. But I think like the way the premise of him like being like that billion, that made sense to me.
Yeah, that was cool. Like, that was fine. But he needed to be a foreign dude.
Like, a foreign dude, yeah. He didn't.
You know what I'm saying? Victor Von Doom.
Sound like he's from Chicago.
Right. He can't be a plastic surgeon billionaire.
Yeah.
Like that wasn't gonna work ever.
But I think like that one did it okay. But what they did with him in this new one, and the problem was, in my opinion, was they made him too young.
It was too young. I mean, that's the main reason that Victor wasn't gonna work in this at all anyway.
Yeah.
With all this Fantastic Four, they were just too young.
Now, what they could have did was not even use him at all and just do like alien invasion.
Yeah.
Like seeing as how Marvel can't use the Skrulls, but they could.
Yeah.
They could have just used the Skrulls.
Yeah, I mean, and they could have changed how he became Doom.
Yeah.
Maybe they brought back something with them, and then he was messing around with that. Like he didn't have to even be Doom. They could have had a different villain or something weird going on, and then set up Victor Von Doom for the next one. Set up Doom for part 2, and had something else happen, like something catastrophic where they had to come together and fight it back. And then at the end of the movie, you get that little scene where whatever they brought back with them that Doom took for himself as a souvenir or whatever started changing him, and that they could have set it up that way.
And they have to, and I'm sorry, but they need to stop acting like his face is melted. It's a mask, people.
Yeah, it's a mask. What is this melted?
On. It's armor and it's a mask.
Electronic face.
Yeah, they need to stop doing that. That's just, I'm sorry, that's stupid. It is sometimes.
And you can explain the mask too. Like I know they worry about that kind of stuff. Like how do you explain Wolverine's suit and how do you explain Victor Von Doom's mask? Well, you can say he uses that to protect himself. Maybe he can hurt himself with his powers.
He's not invulnerable, people.
Right.
You can shoot him in the face.
I mean, it just takes a little bit of thinking, some writing.
Read a comic.
Read a comic, exactly. You don't have to think that much. Just read the damn comic.
Yeah, because it's armor. I mean, Dr. Doom, that stuff that he has on is armor. Under that green tunic is a freaking like chainmail and knight armor.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I mean, come on.
This ain't rocket science.
It's not.
And I'm like, dude, we living in a time now where you're seeing studios that actually have the balls to actually use the costume that's on the printed page and it works. Look, you may want to try it yourself.
It's like, like I said before, Fantastic Four is not even a comic book that I got into. Never really cared for the characters, but I know in my heart of hearts that I can make a really good Fantastic Four movie myself. I know I could do it.
It's an easy
and I don't understand how these people who have the material and supposedly have been with these characters and have the money, and how do they keep messing this up? Like
they get scared. I'll tell you, they get scared because the whole theme of Fantastic Four, and I hate Fantastic Four. I am not a Fantastic Four fan. I despise them. But the whole
thing good about them is Victor Von Doom. He's a cool ass villain. He's one of the best Marvel villains out there
ever.
Yeah. So
the theme is family. That's the whole theme of it is family.
Yeah. Look at
Reed is a smart one.
Look at the. If you need some work with how to do the whole family thing, look at the Fast and the Furious movies.
Yeah, he'll tell you about family.
They talk about family.
Every other word is gonna be family. So, I mean, that's basically what it is. It's the four of them. They are family. Yes, they got their powers. It messed with them. Reed tried to find a way to fix it. It didn't work. So they had to grow as a family and deal with it, which they did.
Yeah.
So it's the easiest theme in the damn world. So and it's dressed up in a superhero movie. Yes, it needs to be a little bit scientific because
we can even take that back though. Like we said, because they were too young, it didn't work. But so what? Like, why does Victor Von Doom have to be their age? He didn't have to.
That's what I'm saying. Vic could have been older.
He could have been older. There was nothing wrong with that. And he just funded these young kids because he took a liking to them.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that? How is that not a good start? Like, that is a good start right there.
That's why I say, and that's why I don't
trust the movie for you, Hollywood. There it is.
Yeah, that's why I don't trust Fox though, because Fox gets scared. Because ever since, remember when they showed the Wolverine in the costume?
Yeah.
And they actually had the costume.
Yeah.
And then they changed their mind.
They changed their mind at the last minute.
I'm like, oh hell nah. That's why it showed up people in the Wolverine.
Right.
That's the costume that he would have wore. I think in what, 2?
Yeah.
I think it was 2. Because they were going to show him do stealth missions in it.
Yep.
And Fox got scared.
And that would have been a perfect time for him to rock that suit in the 70s. Like, you know, like that. It was pretty colorful back then, you know?
Yeah, so I mean, it's a downing thing because I really honestly, like I said, I don't like Fantastic Four. I'm not even going to front about that, but you can still make a good Fantastic Four movie.
I could totally sit down. They paid me. I could sit down and write a great Fantastic Four film. I know I could.
Well, let me ask you this. Since since Netflix and Hulu and Amazon Prime is getting on point, could it work better maybe as like like one of those TV shows basically?
Yeah, it had to be real delicate though. You can't do everybody doing the crazy thing like that. Wouldn't have to. That would have to be the last episode for the season.
Yeah,
and they all kind of come together.
That'd give people like the time to get used to a Doom or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah, that will give them time to do that. It'll also be a good way to develop the 4 characters separately. You know, you can have episodes where it focuses on only one character. You know, and that would be great. It would become expensive though. That's the problem.
Yeah, and that's the only thing. Like, there has to be ways to fix it.
Yeah, and we know that apparently the dude, what's his name, doesn't like expensive budgets.
Yeah,
on the TV shows, especially.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, they probably need to take a page out of Flash's book and do what Warner Brothers did.
Yeah,
because Warner Brothers apparently what they went and did was created all their stuff ahead of time.
Yep.
So basically, they were just reusing assets.
Yep.
That's why they did like all that stuff in Flash, and I just found out about this was like they created Grodd at the first beginning of back in the summer before the show even started. Yeah. They created the city before the show even started, so they didn't have to go recreate it every time. If they had to CG it, they didn't have to CG it every time.
Yeah,
they already had it done.
See, I mean, people talk about like here's some quote unquote insider information. People talk about like why is it so expensive for this and that, and it's not even so much the work that's being done as is the unions involved. Because the union, man, if you've ever been on a movie set, there's so many rules. The actors can't stand for such and such amount of minutes. You got to have chairs for them. There's all kinds of stuff like that the producers and the directors running around and making sure that stuff is in place because you don't get sued. And because of the union, you have to get paid a certain amount. You can't like people say, like I know students that do pro work. Like, why can't you just get like some students together and pay them, a smaller, get their feet wet, that'd be a nice way to groom some new people into the industry instead of having to pay ILM for everything, But because of the unions, you can't do that. Like they have a way. They're the reason a lot of stuff is really expensive that shouldn't be in movies.
That kind of
the guilds and the unions, and sadly. Because like I said, I know students that could go in, like especially on a TV show, because you don't have to have top-notch CG on a TV show. You just have to have workable CG. Yeah. And I know a lot of dudes, my friend Aziz, he'd be perfect for like a TV show like that, but they wouldn't let him work at a lower rate, which is good, but it's also bad because, like I said, you're not allowed to groom people You have to, they have to come in at a certain rate, and everybody does, even if their work sucks. Like
So
that's
they
what.
all get to say, okay, I
Yeah,
get it.
they
I
all
get it.
pretty much get the same. Yeah.
I get it. Because you got a point. Because like some of that stuff, like it usually takes like some of the CG. If you use the lighting properly, it can be done.
It's all about the lighting, especially with when you're doing green screen. It's
Mhm.
all about the lighting. A lot of people don't get that, and it takes time to realize that. But it's definitely about the lighting, and obviously special effects, which is like using fans to make sure the costume is blowing, that kind of stuff. And you got to merge that stuff together. And like you said, but as long as you light it well and you think about that kind of stuff, you can do some really good stuff on the cheap. But because of the unions,
You can't
it
really.
can't be cheap, right?
Okay, because like I was just thinking back to like once again the Flash, and they were showing like the episode with Grodd.
Yeah.
If you notice, that whole episode is kind of dark, especially like in the sewer and at night, where most of that stuff with Grodd actually takes place.
Yeah.
So you don't really see a lot of Grodd. You see like the dark of the hallway. You see his eyes, his teeth. You see him clenching a fist. So it's one of those situations where you're like, dude, they used it right. I
Yeah,
think
I love when they
like
do
two
that.
full shots of Grodd.
Right. That's the best way to do that kind of stuff. Because if you give like a full head on shot, and it's not, the costume isn't done good or the CG isn't good,
You can tell.
you can tell it just takes you out of it. Like, I'm thinking of like Superboy, the TV show back in the day, and the special effects on that show was atrocious.
Why did you bring that up? Yeah.
Oh man.
That was horrible.
Like, because they weren't there yet as far as special effects stuff goes, but we're there now. Anybody, any small little show, any small little budget show can do it and make it look good. So
yeah. So I mean, yeah. Man, this has been a downer episode. But yeah, I had to get that off my chest, people. So I hope y'all understand about the whole, because it's one of those situations when you like hear, because normally when you hear something about a project, a movie project or a TV project, all you hear is good stuff, how they love each other. And that's a lie.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it could be, oh boy, it could be cutthroat. Like people that you think are that have your back, they could be they could be stabbing you in it while you ain't looking, man. It's just like it can be cutthroat, especially on the smaller stuff. The bigger stuff you don't get so much, but like TV shows and like small films, it can get ugly. So, I mean ugly. Like I'm talking like the executive producer just embarrassing everybody like in front of actors. It's just, it can be bad. It can be real ugly. So keep that in mind. It's a tough job. People think it's so easy, and to an extent it is. For actors, it can be really easy, but even they catch a lot of flack, especially if they're new actors that don't have pull. They're not Tom Cruise or somebody. They can dictate things. If you're just a new actor, trying to make your way, you can get bossed, and it'll mess you up a little bit. You gotta have some backbone in the industry, because it can be cutthroat.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can only imagine, because, like I said, I didn't know any of that stuff until like July, when it pretty much came out.
Yeah,
and I forgot how it came out, but it pretty much came out. He said it. Josh said it in a nice way, but you could tell like it wasn't all peaches and cream.
I mean, it's just like any other job, like it just on a bigger scale. There's more money involved, so
Way more money involved.
There's a lot more money involved. So everybody's just trying to cover their ass. A lot of people are just there to cover their asses, and you got your people that are quote unquote the grunts, which is like key grips and set designers and stuff like that. Guys who hang cable and put sets together. Those guys are always great. Those, like the blue collar types, they're always good people. But then you got like production designers, and that's when you start getting into producer. They could be a pain in the ass. Assistant director, ADs. Oh my god, assistant directors can be such a pain. because they're getting bossed around, and it's not necessarily in a bad way, but but then they have the authority to boss other people around, so they feel like they're the director. They feel like they're in a position of power. Sometimes they can go to their heads, and it can get real. It can get real on a set real quick. And people, a lot of, especially on the small stuff, people are under a lot of pressure to perform. And, when you've been filming for 15, 16 hours, you're probably not going to be the most cordial person. You know what I'm saying? Like, so.
I mean, we all know about the infamous Christian Bale incident.
That's why I was one of the few people that cut him slack, because I know how it is on a set. Like, you're sitting there for hours and hours and hours, and you nailing this thing, and some idiot moves the light, and when you're like you're on it, and they mess up your shot, and they mess it up, they mess up your take. You got to do it again. I had no problem with what he did. No problem at all.
The only problem that I had, the only small problem that I had, was the fact that when the guy apologized, and you could tell he was just following around.
But he was just gone. He was already gone. Like, I understand the dude was apologizing, but Christian Bale, the character actor, and he was in full-on John Connor, angry mode, and it's hard to turn that off.
I understand that, but when you following somebody around, my ghetto side, my ghetto side kicked in, and I probably would have socked them, but that's just me.
We all know Christian Bale has a side to him too. It's not like you can't. I'm not completely exonerating him. He does have a,
Because I was sitting up there, I'm listening, I'm like, bro, he apologized twice. Dude, stop following him.
You gotta understand, him. That's the tiny little window of what we saw.
Yeah,
this could have been weeks.
Yeah, it could have been weeks. That's what I'm saying.
Like I said, just messing up.
Yeah. So at that point, I'm like, McG was involved, but
yeah. He was probably like, because he's in over his head to begin with. McG was this kind of movie, but he was probably like,
like, oh hell, Psycho came back.
Yeah, like I've seen worse than that. Like Lily Tomlin on the set of look that up. It's on YouTube, I'm sure.
Is that the Stanley Kubrick movie?
No, it's the I Heart Huckabees. I Love Huckabees. It's Lily Tomlin and whoever the director is of that. He goes off on her. It is
on Lily Tomlin.
Yeah.
She's a job.
Yeah, she's been known to be hard to work with.
Oh, irritable.
You'd be surprised who some of these people are. Like Linda Fiorentino.
Yeah, I heard.
She's another one. Like
I heard the rumors about her.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm sure this is still on YouTube. Look it up if you can get a chance. Look up, I don't know, the director versus Lily Tomlin, I Heart Huckabees. Like, it is, whoa. And they go on for like 15 minutes or something. And she's just ripping him. Like, and they have to make this comedy. This is a comedy. And
that's what I was like.
It's supposed to be fun, happy. Nah, man. Movies, I'm telling y'all, man. It can be rough on set. Rough.
Because I heard another actor I heard this, and this is off topic, but I heard it was hard to work was Snipes.
Snipes, yeah. Well,
Snipes is hard to work with.
Like, that's why they're like, we don't know if we're gonna do another Blade with you, bro, because you like physically threatened Goyer on set.
Well, most people physically threaten Goyer.
But he flipped out. I don't blame him for being upset, but he should have been more professional about it. Like,
because the only other person that ever flipped out like that was Sean Connery, but Sean Connery has earned the right to do that.
He got he sit down somewhere, he start talking.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So
you don't buck up at him.
Was that on
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen?
Yeah, the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Yeah,
I forgot what the director said to him, but he was like, "What?"
And that was the director of the first Blade movie, Stephen Norrington. So
so with Snipes, I'm like, bro, you probably still got a couple more decades where you can do that.
I mean, but Snipes was the action guy for a long time. So
yeah.
Like, they were trying to shove all this stuff in, and they were basically doing with Blade 3 what Sony was doing with Amazing Spider-Man 2, trying to shove all these extra stuff in here to lead to this universe where they could have, the Night Stalkers over here doing this a whole Night Stalkers movie series or something like that. Like,
and I could tell that wasn't gonna work.
Right? No.
I could tell that wasn't gonna work.
Like, Jessica Biel fighting vampires listening to her iPod. I'm like, come on, man.
That part took me out of me. Like the stuff with Ryan Reynolds was not bad.
No, I wasn't too bad.
Like, because that was him playing Deadpool.
He's basically Deadpool in it.
Yeah, he's Deadpool in that whole movie.
He's Deadpool in everything. So
because people was sitting up, was telling me like, hey Jay, who was that in the Marvel? I'm like, dude, that's Deadpool. I'm like, he was not playing whoever the character was supposed to be. He was playing Deadpool. That's Wade. Yeah. That is who Deadpool is.
Yeah, that's Deadpool. That was Deadpool.
He was like, man, because he was funny as hell, but he just wouldn't shut up. That's Wade.
Yeah, he basically took the movie over, and Wesley Snipes didn't really like that, and that all his screen time's getting shoved out. Yeah. They shoved a lot of screen time from him out,
which they shouldn't have did.
That was not cool.
Yeah,
he is Blade. He's the star. Like,
yeah,
you can't do that.
Which, and to go to a brighter note, I did read that Marvel is talking to him.
Yeah, I heard they were talking to him.
Apparently they are trying to move ahead with that, with either doing a Netflix show or a movie with him, because the comic that they're doing this fall is supposed to have him and his daughter in it. But it's not him, like it's not like the daughter taking over, but they're like a team.
I heard it was like a Whistler type of deal. I don't want that at all.
I don't want that.
You don't get Wesley Snipes to be Whistler.
From what I read of the synopsis, though, it's pretty much like them working together, not like.
But then again, I don't want that. Blade is cool because he's a loner and he's out there and he's doing his thing. Like, that's the Blade I like.
Add other people.
Start shoving these people. Like, you can have his daughter in, but have her be the Oracle.
Yeah.
He should be out there doing the do. You know what I'm saying? Like.
But like I said, it's rumor. We don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah, like, that's the Blade I want. If that's not the Blade I'm going to get, I don't even want it. Like, if you want to give me a Blade series, you can just give me 12 episodes of him, doing his thing.
The only thing, though, I will say this, and this is like, because I actually enjoyed like the Blade stuff that I did read back in, not the Max line. I hated the Max line Blade because that joke was just stupid. I'm talking about the regular, when they actually had a regular Blade. I think it was like a limited series.
Yep.
Where there are vampires in it, but they kind of did the Japanese thing with vampires where they gave them like different powers.
Yeah.
And Blade had to actually overcome the powers that they had. Not like,
because vampires as they are, just cannon fodder for Blade.
For him anyway. So they gave like vampires abilities. Like in Japan, when you see like a vampire stuff, like the Castlevania stuff, they have abilities.
That's what I want to see. I want to see people turning into wolves and
blowing fireballs and Hadouken.
Yeah. have Blade go up against that kind of stuff.
Don't give me and on the flip side of that, have it where he's the horror movie for the vampire, because that's what it's supposed to be.
Yes.
He's the horror for the supernatural that comes.
He's their nightmare. Yeah. That's how it should be.
It shouldn't be like, it really shouldn't be a horror movie. I hate when people say like Blade's a horror movie. It's not supposed to be. It really is a superhero.
It's a superhero movie.
But it's the flip side of what horror is. It's like, instead of it being a horror for like regular people, it's horror for the actual.
Yeah, think about that.
Yeah.
Something that vampires are afraid of. That's what was so good about parts of part 1 and part 2, is they understood that, especially part 2. Blade 2 understood that.
I got to give it to Guillermo. He did have a good grasp on. The only thing that pissed me off was that he kept trying to go back to being like horror to other people. I'm like, dude, stop doing that.
Trying to do what? I'm sorry.
There was parts of that, or part 2, with the whole like splitting face alien crap.
Yeah.
I can't stand that. It's been overdone.
Himself, man. Guillermo del Toro, he loves that like weird, something coming out of a creature's face.
Like, bro, that is not necessary.
He loves like little fetuses in jars.
Yeah, like
he's just quirky like that.
I'm like, dude, seriously. I'd hate to go to your house. Really,
he's nuts. That little notebook. I want to get a good look at his little notebook that he carries around and writes all these little monsters in. It's just.
I'm starting to think it's the Death Note from that anime.
Dude, when he was a kid, like his grandmother thought he was like basically possessed by a demon because he's always drawing these demon-looking creatures and stuff, and she did like some messed up stuff to him. basically to like to wash away the demons or almost like an exorcism type stuff she did to him when he was a kid. Talked about that before. I was like, damn.
Well, that's where Mama came from.
Seriously.
So, I mean, yeah, but that's one of the things that I like. At least, can we just both agree that as long as they don't have the 70s version of
oh boy, oh gosh. Yeah, we don't need
the purple suit.
We don't need the purple suit.
The purple trench coat.
Yeah, no. They got Blade right in 98. They got him right. That's the Blade we need. You know, cool tattoos in his head, and cool, you know, early 90s haircut.
Nino Brown haircut with a
exactly, yeah.
It would have been funny though if they would have showed like a purple trench coat. That just would have been hilarious.
Oh man, don't do it. Don't even play. That would be terrible. That would be terrible.
Now, if you're doing a parody movie, that would be awesome for the parody movie.
The big disco shades. Don't.
Yeah, people. You might want to look up some of the stuff that your favorite superheroes were wearing in the 70s.
Yeah.
Back when they were being written.
Oh man.
Some of the artwork
in the 60s.
Is awesome, but it's kind of bad.
Like early Iron Man. Ooh.
Oh, early Iron Man was ugly.
Oh, horrible.
It was just ugly. It was horrible. It was straight up horrible.
He was he was Iron Man, but he had like his suit could move.
It move?
It had bends everywhere. It was like, how is this iron?
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I don't think like the Iron Man suits didn't get good till like the 90s.
To the 90s, yeah.
Mid 90s, I mean.
Yeah, because they were terrible before that.
Yeah, just
terrible. It was just like a red leotard with yellow, arms and legs coming out. It was
with a yellow face plate.
With a yellow face, it was horrid. Yeah. So, good. Yeah, evolution. Great. That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
unless you want your classic 70s black superheroes.
Oh man.
Then evolution is a great thing because you don't want to see that on screen.
Stuff just does not age well. That stuff, they were not future proof in those outfits. Oh, they were bad.
Oh man. Oh, and before we end the episode, there's two things I want to talk about. Y'all know I'm a big fan of the Marvel Netflix series. They did got some stuff up from Luke Cage, and yes, he's not in the yellow silk shirt or the tiara or the motorcycle chain belt. So we're not getting that. I was hoping we would.
Stop playing.
I'm lying, people. I don't want that. But they did have a little synopsis of basically they're trying to do The Wire with this. So it may work, it may not. But like I said, one of the showrunners actually writes Ray Donovan and wrote some Southland. So I can see this working.
Yeah, as long as Cage doesn't get lost in the shuffle. That kind of happened with the Blade TV series and back in the day. Yeah. Like
Goyer.
Goyer. He got caught up in the vampires in their world and forgot about Blade. like you go, 40 minutes before you see him sometimes. It was just ridiculous. This is Blade. Why don't I see him? And then when you did see him, it was only for 5 minutes. And he was gone again. It was this whole boring vampire storyline. Yeah. So don't do that to Cage.
Yeah, I hope they don't. I mean,
because you're saying The Wire, so The Wire is a ensemble cast kind of show, and you're dealing with a lot of storylines.
And they do have an impressive cast so far, and they haven't revealed everybody yet, but they do have an impressive cast. I have to give them props. They do have an impressive cast. I will say this though. I'm gonna need to see Cage do some superhero stuff. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I know y'all. I know they want to keep this grounded in realism. I need to see him pick up a car.
I need it. Yeah. I can wait to episode 2 or 3.
Yeah, I'll be patient.
Yeah, he gotta do something. He's got to do something like that.
I'll be patient.
But you know what that Wire kind of style would work for?
What?
Gotham.
Oh yeah, that would work better for Gotham. But Gotham, they want to do Baby Riddler.
When I heard Gotham in the premise, I was like, "This is great. This could be a cool cop show based in Gotham in that world."
Until
they totally screwed it.
Yep.
They totally screwed
episode
it up.
4 of the first season.
Ah, man. How do you mess that up?
And then one of the best aspects of the show, you don't renew her contract.
Well, yeah, like
Jada had me watch it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, Jada had me watch it too. Like
So,
I was like, oh, not Jada, but then I was like, yeah, Jada.
yeah, like it was Jada, because the way she was playing fish was off the chain.
She was perfect.
And yeah, write her out.
That's what that's what you gotta do. You gotta, this should be about Gordon. This should be Gordon all day.
And I'm sorry, before Batman came, the crazies was not all crazy.
Oh, we don't need super villain babies. We don't need that.
Mob show.
Come on. That's just, again, that's lazy and cheap.
Oh snap, we on Fox, so we better think of something to keep us on the air. We know how they are.
Like, you could have non-superhero fans watching this show.
Yeah,
because it's right for that. It could be one of those popular cop shows.
Yeah,
it just happens to be in Gotham City.
Which I find that, like you said, the first 3 or 4 episodes was off the chain because it really was a cop drama.
Yeah, it was.
And the premise was they were trying to find out who killed Thomas and Martha Wayne.
That was great.
Which is exactly where they should have stayed.
Yeah, they should stay right there.
First strike. Let's make everybody in the department on the take.
Everybody?
I'm like, hold up. How does Falcone have all this money?
Yeah, like how does Gordon survive? He's not a superhero.
So yeah. So as you can understand, I'm not watching season 2.
I'll come in, I'll come in and I'll write it, and I'll be, because they have tiers. I'll come into the lowest tier and write the show, please. I'll help you out.
Yeah, right now they're trying to make a Harley Quinn. Anyway,
oh my God.
Yeah.
Harley Quinn should be nowhere near Gotham City.
Yeah.
Joker made her. Okay? There should be no.
And honestly, let's be real here. Harley Quinn in the comics and even in the animated show was like in her 20s.
Right.
Bruce is 12 or 13 now.
She's not supposed to be.
She's not even supposed to be born.
She's older than him.
Yeah, she's not supposed to be
the same age or younger.
So
it's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. They need to stop.
Yeah. So hey,
this is the kind of stuff that's messing up, the shows like Arrow and Flash from being part of the DC, or is it DECU, or however they say it.
Yeah, however they're saying it. Yeah. Well,
because of Gotham, shows like Gotham.
The thing about,
and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. too, by the way.
Yeah, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Whackness.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm like, there's. I hate to be that guy, but Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is usually only like 3 or 4 good episodes out the whole year.
Yeah,
and they usually have to do with either somebody from Thor showing up, Lady Sif, or they about to tie into the movie that's about to come out in May.
Yeah, like when I heard Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I was like, all right, great. Nick Fury? Nope. Like, how you gonna have Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. with no Nick Fury up in there?
And he only shows up 1 episode a year.
Right.
I mean, here's the problem. Here's the problem with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The problem with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is, and I told a friend of mine this, I'm like, dude, the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. comic wasn't that good. Yeah. Because the comic deals with everybody in the Marvel universe, which means you get to see like other heroes, and it still ain't that good. Right.
And here's another problem. I think this is the bigger problem, is that the TV show is basically the little brother, following around the big brother, the movies.
Yeah.
And the movies ain't gonna cater to the TV show. The TV show has to cater to the movies. So everything that happens in the movies, the TV show has to completely flip everything they're doing and follow the movie. And that's why it's not working.
Actually, what they can actually do because we all know Marvel's trying to keep everything connected. That's why that show is still going, because that show should have been canceled.
It should be canceled. Yeah,
it should have been canceled.
Any other show would have been canceled by now.
The movies is keeping that thing afloat. I'm sorry, it just is. So if they want to keep this thing going, what they should do is actually interact with the Netflix shows.
That's where they should go.
Show up in Daredevil season 2.
Leave those movies alone.
Yeah, have them show up in Brown.
Yes, you're exactly right.
I mean, if you have to, if you
She
want
would,
to,
she would fit perfectly in with Daredevil.
yeah. And you can already, since you are going to show them have powers anyway, since you involving the Inhumans, God knows I don't know why y'all doing that.
Because they can't get no mutants. That's why, man. They got to do something.
Yeah. So, and now we got Jessica and Luke. We don't have to worry about the power part of it. So,
yeah, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fit perfectly into the that world with the
have them cross.
Yeah.
So, but my thing is, and this is the crazy thing about that whole Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. mess is, if you know you're gonna have them involved around the main movie of that year, you need to do a better job of sprinkling your seeds.
Seriously.
I mean, Winter Soldier, it was all right because they had already did that kind of like the month leading up to it.
Yeah.
But like which was the one that they did this year for Age of Ultron, it just didn't work. The one they tried to have where Nick came and got the old helicarrier.
The old helicarrier, yeah. Whackness.
Yeah, that was stupid. Sam was great.
Yeah, he was great. Of course.
But like this year it's going to be going into Civil War. I'm sorry, unless somebody that's not named Samuel L. Jackson shows up, it's going to be a wash to me.
Yeah.
You hear that, Marvel? Somebody other than Samuel L. Jackson.
I'm not keeping up. I'm not actively watching it. I'll watch them, but I'm not like keeping up because I'm just it's whack, man.
I'll watch the episode that ties into the movie.
Yeah, because
I'll probably need to watch that before I go to the movie to understand the opening minutes.
Pretty much.
So, I mean, because that's the only way I understood what was happening in Winter Soldier. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna lie, because you had to watch that episode before that move. You had to watch the Tuesday episode before the movie opened on Friday, and then you had to watch the episode after that, because the episode right after that, the next week, actually dealt with the actual epilogue to the movie. People didn't know that though.
You have to be. That's the best time to watch that show is around the movies dropping.
Yeah. But that's the thing that I like about it, because
I mean that's the thing that keeps that show not being canceled.
And that's why I'm sitting there and I'm looking at stuff like Arrow and Flash, and I'm like, this could still work if they actually just thought of it.
Yeah, it's over. I'm just gonna let it go. It's not happening. There's no point in suffering and making myself suffer.
Nah, that's why I'm like, I'm sorry, but if this don't work, at least the TV shows work.
Yeah,
just being real. I mean, it's sad that it has to be like that, but at least they know they got to follow.
Bring in George Miller, man. Gosh.
Oh, if George Miller. Oh, that's another thing. People. For Man of Steel 2, apparently they're trying to get George Miller, Mad Max himself, to direct. Now that could work.
That could so work.
I like his visual style. I will not. I just don't want it to be. I don't want to see Mario Kart in the desert. I really.
I don't think he's gonna go that far.
Yeah.
But you might get a good chase scene, a car scene or something.
That could work. You know, that could actually work. So I mean, I'm actually a fan of George Miller stuff, and if they let him, if WB lets him have range, the movie will be fine.
They're probably already talking to the guy. I mean,
they're gonna have to let him do his thing though. They can't sit up there. You're just gonna have to trust the man and let him do his work. Get a good writer, and you're good to go.
Yeah, have one or two things that can tie it into, the how would that say? I'm just gonna say DCU. Yeah, one or two things that can tie it into that, and then let George Miller do his thing, man.
Yeah, I mean that's what I do. Because he's amazing, and
he's beyond proven. Like
he's proven, and he has a following, which means you're gonna get people that don't even like comics in there.
Yeah,
they're gonna go just because his name's attached to it. I mean, did you not see what happened with Mad Max? And that's a rated R movie.
What a lovely, lovely day.
Yeah. So if he could do that with a rated R movie and sell like that, just think what he can do with a PG-13 movie. You'll be sitting pretty.
Oh yeah.
I'm hoping that happens. And in other news of directors that really need to shut the hell up.
Oh boy,
Zack Snyder, dude, be quiet. Just be quiet. Just be quiet. I'm like, just be quiet. That's why y'all had to push y'all movie back, because you knew damn well you was not gonna go head to head with Civil War. Yeah. So just shut up.
It wasn't never gonna happen. That was never gonna happen.
Yeah, just shut up. Y'all blinked first. Shut up and work on your own movie. Think about your movie, because I need your movie to work. I need your movie to do well. I want my Static Shock movie. I need your movie to do well.
Yes,
I really need your movie to work. So I need you to concentrate. I don't need you to take pot shots at Ant-Man. I don't need you to take pot shots at Captain America. I need you to work on Batman versus Superman and make sure that's the best thing it can be.
Please do. Yeah. Close your damn mouth and go to work.
Yeah, just close your mouth, because I really need these DC movies to work so I can get my damn Static Shock movie.
Yeah, and I can see a decent Green Lantern on film for once.
Please.
We need to wash that taste out of our mouth as soon as possible.
Yeah, because as much as I love Deadpool, I'm pretty sure that Ryan Reynolds, if they get a Deadpool 2, he's gonna make even more jokes about WB. Oh, yeah. So just do me this solid. Shut the hell up.
And sad news coming out of that whole Deadpool thing is that we're not. I like this dude. I don't know why this dude. I don't know what his name is, but he plays Colossus. He's played Colossus since the original.
Oh, the big guy.
Yeah, the big dude. I can't think of his name.
Yeah, he's from Nebraska. He's actually the guy that does the stand-in for Master Chief.
Yes, and they wanted him just to voice or whatever. Was it voice? Something they wanted him to do for. He turned it down for Cyclops, Colossus in Deadpool, and he. I forgot what he said. I think he said they were mocapping him or something. That's basically I was going to be it.
Well, because I forgot the guys that did Zombieland, the guy that's directing it.
Yeah,
he says he's in a sizable chunk of the movie.
Yes, well, yeah.
So he's just going to be there. Oh, I guess he's going to be action only then.
Yeah, he's going to be mainly action, and obviously it's the CG big version of Colossus. And we all know from that's how he is in the comics. He's supposed to be a big menacing dude, and I get that, but I just like that dude, man. I don't know. I like
Daniel Cudmore.
Daniel Cudmore, yeah, that's his name.
He's actually not bad, because I thought that he probably had he's one of them dudes that had a high pitched voice don't match what he looked like, but he don't,
because they wanted somebody that you knew could give Deadpool some trouble, and the Colossus from these movies isn't that guy. He's more human-like. He's more, he's just not that guy. Deadpool would slap him around silly,
laugh about it,
right, and laugh. But that CG Colossus looked like he can give us some trouble. So, I mean, that was the main reason they didn't go with him for that. But it's just kind of sad, because I think he seems like a good dude.
Yeah. The main problem with Colossus in the X-Men movies that Mr. Brian, I Can't Stand Singer, is that they try to make him look like T-1000, and he's not supposed to look like that.
Nah, yeah.
Well, how they got him looking in Deadpool is how he's supposed to look.
He's supposed to look like that in Deadpool, no doubt. That is how Colossus is supposed to look. Yeah. But I like the fact, because Brian Singer was trying to make it more real, or on a realistic mutant world or whatever. Because they picked that guy. I thought he was good. I thought he was good for what they were trying to do with Colossus.
Because he's tall and he's big.
Yeah.
He's not a little dude. I remember one person.
And he's charismatic.
He's not small.
That that simple little scene where he's walking through and he has the TV under his arm. That huge ass TV.
That dude is big. That dude ain't little. His mama fed him some cornbread.
I just remember laughing. I laugh every time I see that scene.
Yeah.
He has charisma. I just want to see more of him in the movies.
Especially since he was walking by a little kid that was actually looked like he was in his 20s, and he's towering over him with a TV, walking with one hand.
That was hilarious.
Not meddled up.
What movie is that? Is that Last Stand?
No, that's X2.
Oh, it's X2. Okay, I was gonna say it's that Last Stand.
Most people, that wasn't X2. No, I mean that wasn't X3. No.
Okay.
I didn't. You know what? I didn't hate that movie.
I didn't either.
I didn't hate that movie. I hated.
There's just things about it I hated.
I hated the critics of the movie, because they sat up there and kissed Bryan Singer's behind, and then gonna sit there and get mad at Brett Ratner. The only reason why they hate Brett Ratner.
Yeah, I mean he's an easy target.
Yeah,
but that's the world that Bryan Singer set up.
Yeah, I'm like, it's actually, if you watch 2, it goes from 2 right into 3. That's exactly what was going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say easily, it was bad directing, but the story, everything else was there. Everything else was, and set in place from people who had been doing the other movies. All the production designers, the writers, it was all the same.
Mm-hmm.
So you can say what you want about, some of the scenes and how they were a little, herky jerky, but that's small beans compared to the, the whole overall package.
Yeah,
like it wouldn't have been that much different if Singer had directed it.
It would have been damn near the same movie.
Yeah,
it's the same writing team.
It would have flowed a little better. That's probably about it.
It would have flowed a little bit better, and I still would have been mad.
Yeah, yeah, because it still would have been the same movie.
Yeah, it would have been Wolverine and the rest of them dudes.
Maybe it would have been shot a little better, but other than that,
and by little, I mean little, not that much. I'm like geez.
That one dude, what's his name? That he can clone himself.
Matrox.
Yeah, like whoever played him, that dude annoyed the shit. Like he was just corny.
That was one of those situations where they was like, let's just throw a mutant in there, throw a mutant in there.
Yeah. What was his point?
There was no point to him.
He literally did nothing. He literally did not need to be. It could pull him out of that movie and you wouldn't have missed him.
He showed up on screen to show his power and leave.
That's it. Like that whole decoy sequence. Did they really need to do that? That was so lame.
It was lame. And then on top of that, they made him a bad guy when he was
right.
I don't even want to get into that, but
we could be a whole another hour and a half doing that. So
because I can go through the many lists of reasons why I hate every Bryan Singer X-Men.
We need to just have a podcast on Bryan Singer X-Men.
I
and go in and get it off our chests.
You know what? That's a great way to segue into this next part.
All right.
We will be doing a Q&A in October, people. And the Q&A, it will be on October 17th. It's going to be live for a change. Usually we're not doing this live. We're usually recording one day and then I'm uploading on Saturday. But this one is going to be live. It's going to be our first Q&A. And before the Q&A, we're going to rip Bryan Singer a new one. We're going to destroy every X-Men movie because I still haven't gotten an X-Men movie yet. I've gotten Wolverine and the rest of them dudes, but I haven't gotten the X-Men movie yet. I'm tired of getting Avengers movies. I want my X-Men movie. A real, true X-Men movie. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I don't like a dog on 5'8" Apocalypse.
Oh, man, Ivan Ooze.
God. Okay, I got to hold that in. But yeah, that's what we're going to do on October 17th. So tell your family, tell your friends. I will be putting it on Twitter. I will be doing
stuff myself. So you'll be hearing from me as well.
I will be making statements on Gamers at Large. So yes, we will be doing this on October 17th. So get your popcorn because
get your popcorn ready. Bryan Singer is going to be Bryan Singer Burial.
Yeah. He had this coming in. Every critic that sits up and down defends that dude going to have it coming too. Freaking jackass. Anyway,
I think the Marvel movies proved that they didn't have to go the direction they went in with the X-Men. So
it proved it 10 times over.
Yeah.
So, and Fox is doing everything in their power to keep that license.
Oh boy. It ain't going nowhere. As long as they keep making money.
We'll start another cartoon if we got to.
And they will.
we ain't letting this go.
I don't think they're going to give up Fantastic Four either.
Well, they may not have a choice.
Yeah, I think
they ain't making no money off of it.
They didn't have a choice when they put out that horrible one in '94 either. They wanted to keep that license, man.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that can save Fantastic Four, honestly, is if they go like if they find a way to do it within I think theirs is like they have to do it every 3 years or something.
Man, you cannot unless you wait 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, but I think they have to have it every 3.
They got to they got to put another one out. So
to keep it, and there's already been a petition and fans asking them to just let Marvel get it back.
Yeah.
So because people want
hire me, I'll write you a great Fantastic Four movie. Seriously.
Well, the problem is like a lot of people.
I'll retcon everything that happened in this movie and make it.
How can you retcon? You can't fix that.
I guarantee you, I can do it. I guarantee you, I can do it.
How can you fix all of that?
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, I could do it. I thought about it. I sat down and thought about it. How could I fix this?
Because the main problem.
Maybe we'll have an episode where I can explain my how I would fix it.
Yeah, we got to do that too. But the main problem that actually needs major addressing is the whole Doom thing.
Mm-hmm.
I
got him already.
Okay, so yeah, if you got that, you got half of it already.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, the other half is just a family show. Really, it's all it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
the rest of it you can probably fix a lot easier than Doom. But
Doom,
I got a way to fix Doom that would blow people's minds. Like yes.
But them and the whole, and I know you know about the whole Hugh Jackman Avengers thing, where Whedon had wanted to put him in. From what I understand, I don't know if this is true or not, people, but Whedon actually wanted Wolverine in like one of the Avengers movies because technically he is an Avenger. Like anytime Cap needs him, he calls him.
Yeah,
technically. So I mean, and Fox wouldn't do that. I'm like, dude, come on, man.
It's stupid. There's no reason to not do it.
Because all I would do is like, yeah, you can give me 3% against box office. They're gonna make a bill.
Yeah, I mean, you're only helping yourself.
Yeah, they're gonna make $1 billion at the box office. You give me 3%, fine.
That's free ad for you.
Yeah,
like come on.
And we gonna throw
it's not even free. You're getting paid for them to put a commercial out there for you.
Yeah,
here, but that never happens.
They were gonna put him in the suit.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was.
They were put him in the suit.
Yeah.
And they ain't want that because you know Brian Singer got to put them in them jumpsuits.
Yeah, those leathered, useless jumpsuits.
Yeah, fucking Brian Singer, I hate that dude. But God, I hate that guy. So
overrated director in the house. Overrated director in the house.
Overrated. But yeah, that's our show for today, people. T, you got anything you want to pimp out?
No, I'm actually going to be putting up pretty soon my one subscriber asked me to do a playthrough of the original Super Mario Brothers. I don't know, I guess he figured I couldn't do it or something. No warping, just straight through. So I did that.
No warping?
No warping.
Okay.
And I'm doing a commentary track on it. I already ran through the game. I'm just going to run back and do some commentary. So that'll probably be up tomorrow. And then after that, I have Straight Outta Ass Hurt. So be looking for that one probably Sunday.
Oh man, I can't wait to see that one too. Me, I got some gameplay of what was the game I was playing? Afro Samurai.
Afro Samurai.
Kuma's Revenge Volume 1. Out on PS4. I don't know what else it is. Yeah, I gotta look that up, but I got it on PS4. And I should have that up. I'll probably put it up next Thursday. I don't know. I may put it up earlier. It just depends on how I'm feeling. I may do some commentary on that one because there's some things that I would like to discuss about some of the stuff that's on that game that actually is kind of jacked up to me. But other than that, and I will be doing a review of the Gunman Clive HD
True
pack.
I need to pick that up. So
it's only like $3.99 on eShop. But yeah, I'm gonna be doing a review of that because I never played the first Gunman Clive. So I'm going to be doing a review of the whole pack. So be on the lookout for that as well. And that's it from me. So I will catch you guys later. And don't forget, October 17th, Fresh Take Q&A. We will be reminding you for the next few weeks.
No
so that's going to be a good one. And we will catch you guys later. Peace out.
Peace.